Hey, it's the Sports Nutz, y'all. Let's get it. Y'all ready to have some fun? Matt, it's good to see you as always, buddy.
Unfortunately.
All right, let's get it going, y'all.
The Sportz Nutz are back.
You are now listening to the Sportz Nutz.
What is going on, my beautiful people? Welcome to yet another episode of the greatest sports talk show ever, the Sports Nutz. By the way, y'all, can you believe we're at 245 episodes? Let's go. That's exciting. Hey, real quick, let's give a special shout out to everybody tuning in live on 95.5 KFCE, TigerNation.live, 95.9, the Sports Animal in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the other 7 radio stations we air on across the United States, and now the 55 countries we air in. Thank you guys. Seriously, you have no idea how much that means to us that you have chosen us to be your sports talk show. Also, if you live on the island of Hawaii, more specifically Oahu, and you are needing somebody to cater to your outings, whatever the catering event may be, send me a message at Brandon Keeler on radio at gmail.com. I'll get you in touch with our good friend Bobby at Kalama's Cuisine, that is in Hawaii. Oh man, Shane, happy Tuesday. Great to see you as always. How was the weekend? Did you get a chance to relax a little bit and also get to enjoy any sports during the downtime?
Oh yeah, well, a lot of driving. Where I used to live, the beach was a lot closer, but but definitely great to go down and see some good friends and had some good fellowship there on the beach Saturday, and then we're able to kind of sit back and relax, and we tried to watch some fights Saturday night, being they've got to run it back one more time now after that debacle that they had with that blowing out a knee on that first kick.
Just a little
But
snafu, right?
man, yeah, but man, it was an enjoyable weekend. A little hot down there at the beach compared to what I came back to. So definitely enjoying being back up here in the mountains and man, ready to get the show kicked off today.
My sister Jessica and I were talking, and she lives out in San Francisco, and she was like, "What was it like?" Then I go, "Well, it was actually comfortable when we got down to Charleston, and then the sun came out, and whenever it rains in the south, it gets uber hot, and it was definitely oppressive when we left. So we're about to be back home, but thankfully, oh man, no, Matt, happy Tuesday. Hopefully, you did get to watch some much needed sports and had some good, well deserved rest. But how was your weekend, man? And I know that everybody is upset about the UFC fight, but how were you?
Oh man, the weekend was good, and also Brandon, don't ever in your life use the phrase "uber hot" ever again. But other than that, man, everything was good, man. Everything was good. Can't complain. Yeah, we got cheated out of a little fight, man. But it is what it is, man. Other than that, man, just trying to enjoy the sports that we have now and getting ready for more sports later.
Absolutely. My guy Tony's here, y'all. Tony, man, it's always great to see you, but I hope you had a solid weekend. You want to maybe share with everybody?
Well, I have made what some may call the unfortunate decision of joining Podcast Name Deferred with the Sportz Nutz Network. This is the first announcement of this. This is something we've been talking about for a while. I wanted to kind of tighten up what we were doing just to make sure that we were ready and worthy of Matt's criticism and to be a part of the family and really start to bring baseball to more of the masses, if you will.
Hey, man, as long as that royalty check is clearing, man, we good. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, my goodness. Y'all are goofballs. All right, so tonight, y'all, we have a real special treat. Our good friend, his name is Jason McElwein. He goes by JMac, and he has a very awe-inspiring story. His story was actually aired several years back ago when he was still at high school, at Athena Greek High School, as the basketball manager. And I absolutely, I'm not going to lie, I got a little emotional watching his story. It's really, really inspiring. So we have him on, and we're absolutely beyond honored. And, I have to quote the famous late, great Jimmy Valvano, don't ever give up, because Jason is the true definition of somebody who never gives up. And what he's doing now, you guys are actually going to really enjoy his story. But then afterwards, as you see, we still got a lot of good sports to talk about. So without further ado, Jason, what's going on, man? How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. It's a blessing and an honor. And I give a shout out to the Lord Jesus Christ. He's been using me for the last 20 years.
Absolutely. Now, Jason, I'm telling you, man, I am beyond ecstatic to have you on, and I want to say thank you again for taking time out of your schedule to come on. We can't thank you enough. So, I want to start by asking you, when ESPN approached you and said they would like to do an interview and also do a spotlight moment on you, what was that like the moment they contacted you? I know it can be kind of overwhelming to have media outlets, especially like Tom Rinaldi and ESPN, come at you. But what was that moment like when they asked you to, they wanted to do an interview with you?
Well, I mean, I didn't understand this back in 2006, but now that 6 years ago, the best decision I ever made was accepting Jesus Christ as my personal Savior back in 2020. And now that it was God that used it. I mean, it was God that blessed me with all these things that I could ever dreamed of. I've been more blessed by the Lord Jesus Christ for the last 20 years than I ever deserve. But the bigger moment athletically is when we won sectionals in 2006. And all the team titles I've won as an assistant coach that I've been a part of, an Empire 8 championship team at NAS. Like all the athletic success and all the success I've had is attributed to the Lord Jesus Christ.
Absolutely. And now you kind of went a little through some trials and tribulations. 6 years ago, you had something happen. Would you mind sharing that with our audience?
So it was 4 years back in 22, I believe. Yeah, it was 22. I got into an electric bike accident. I was going back to work one afternoon, and I got hit by a car. I had 9 broken ribs, a punctured lung, and a broken clavicle. That's actually changed my perspective, not only in coaching, but in my job at Greece Central School District as a bus attendant / trainer, a bus attendant rather. And it was God that God was protecting me that day. The Lord Jesus Christ was protecting me that day, because And because when you look back on
Absolutely.
that day, if you looked at the pictures, you would be like, how the heck did I survive? And it was Lord Jesus Christ. And being a competitor that I am in sports, I used to be a sore loser. I hated to lose. I still hate to lose. But again, I'm just thankful to be doing what I am doing on a daily basis. Because the Lord Jesus Christ saved me from that accident, but also the Lord Jesus Christ said he wasn't ready to take me home. So the amount of lives I try to impact on a daily basis through the Lord Jesus Christ, I hope with the legacy I leave when the Lord takes me home, that what of how great of a person I was is more important than the 20-point game.
Oh yeah, well, Brandon just left us for a second, Jason, but I'm going to go ahead and slip into my question with you. And as Brandon mentioned before, thanks again for joining us this evening.
Thanks, Shane.
Your story, about 20 years ago, was inspirational to kind of say the least. But after the special aired and everything there with on ESPN and the network, how was that kind of perceived locally and nationally? And kind of how did that affect and change your life at that moment?
Well, it changed my life in a lot of ways, because you went from some ordinary kid to somebody that inspired others. But it wasn't just me; it was our Athena six man, our team, our coaching staff. What captured everybody is the way how everyone reacted to it that was in that gym that night. But till this day, if the Lord took me home today, that's a lot of people would still be talking about is what happened in 2006, is what I have done since then. I've run 20 marathons. I've run 21 half marathons. I've coached for 20 years. I've run 8 ultra marathons. I've spoken all over the country 125 times on Dreams Do Come True. And I've coached many different sports. I have my own show called the JMac Show on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I am a born-again Christian. I try to do things for the Lord. As John 14:1 says, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, also believe in me. Or we walk by faith, not by sight. Pray without ceasing, rejoice evermore. It's been a blessing the last 20 years, but I want to be remembered for more than just one day.
Also, JMac, man, like Shane and Brandon said, man, we really appreciate you coming on, man. You didn't have to come on, but we really appreciate you coming on here, man. Of course, we all know about your story, and we'll dive into that in a little bit. But I heard you say you ran about 20 marathons. Can you a lot of people, they don't know how difficult a lot of these marathons are to run and how you have to prepare for them. Can you before you run a marathon, can you tell us how you prepare for them and how does your feet look afterwards?
So, actually, I was a better runner in high school. If you ever want to look at, purchase my book, it's called The Game of My Life on Amazon. But it came out in 2009. But people don't realize I was a better runner than I was as a basketball player in high school. And I said after high school I was done running. I was burned out. And then 2011 and 12, I got back into it and ran my first marathon in 2012 in 3 hours, 1 minute, 49 seconds, qualified for Boston. And then I broke 3 hours in Boston 2:57.5 back in 2014. And then I've run 5 Boston marathons. you take at least 12 weeks to train for it. It's a grind. It's like what champions do daily is what others do occasionally. And there's days where your body just doesn't want to. It doesn't. Your mind's telling you shouldn't work out when you don't feel like it, but you got to dig down deep and stick to the plan.
Absolutely. Sorry, I was transitioning from the car to here, so I'm inside the house now. I don't know who has gone. I walked in with Matt. Shane, have you asked your question yet?
Tony next.
All right, Tony, go ahead, man.
You know, Jason, aside from basketball, I know you talked a little bit about it just now, you know, being a passionate runner, and you've run the iconic Boston Marathon. As a Red Sox fan, I have a love for the marathon and what that is. And the first time, though, we'll go back, you talked about the 257. What was it like to be a part of such an iconic run? And what did it feel like for you as you got across the finish line and realized that you had done something that so many people dream of doing but never were able to achieve?
Glory to the Lord Jesus Christ. Glory to God. That's first and foremost. If you're going to govern your life, you're going to govern it through the Word of God. And He was right there along the way. And it was just a blessing to be a part of such an historic event. So.
Absolutely. You know, Jason, what has I apologize for being like behind the eight ball. I apologize. What has been going on with your life since graduating from school? And could you maybe share with everybody what exactly you're doing these days? Because I mean, I love what you're doing, but can you share everybody what you're doing?
So we're going to backtrack. I coached for 20 seasons, basketball, 13 at Athena, 2 years at Hilton, 2 years at North Star, 2 years at McElwein. I'm over at Naz. I have my own show called the JMac Show. It's on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook and Thread, where I interview with college athletes and high school athletes. It was actually the Naz coach, Kevin Broderick, that told me to start it because I got tired of complaining why Division III doesn't get coverage. And then I started the show right from my hospital bed when my accident happened, and it's been 5 years since, and I have on Instagram 16,000 followers, and God has blessed it.
Absolutely. I mean,
I'm a pre-central bus attendant. I worked at Wegmans for 15 years, landscape for 5 years, cut and trim. Worked at the Brookhouse for 5 years. I've been a basketball skills trainer. I'm a girls basketball official now as well. So there's a lot of things I've done.
We are very big components for women's athletics, obviously, because I am a girl dad times 4. Matt is a girl dad. Him and his significant other are expecting a son later on this year. So they're really excited about that one. Shane is a girl dad in the sense he does have a girl. Her name is Lily. It's Miss Lily. She's this big Great Dane. She's a sweetheart. Tony, do you have any girls by chance?
I have a lot of nieces. A lot of nieces. I had a son and then was like, there's enough girls in the family. I'm going to stick to one because I have enough that I'm going to have to take care of and protect. I'm going to keep it to just what I got.
Nothing wrong with that one. Shane, go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, well, JMac, as you mentioned, you've been able to kind of travel around the world and kind of share your journey and story along the way through public speaking events and all that. But you also do a lot to raise money for autism awareness. Can you kind of let our fans know a little bit about that part of your journey?
Well, I belong to an organization called Autism Up, which is a local organization in Rochester, New York here. I've gone and spoken at a lot of autism organization events, a lot of businesses. I just think people need to be accepted. Everybody deserves a chance. And God blesses hard workers. And just your ways to reach your goals. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of kids with a lot of people with developmental disabilities. People don't walk in our shoes. People are people. Everybody deserves a chance. Everybody deserves a life. So,
Amen to that one. And autistic people are just, there's nothing different. They're still human beings, and they have a little extra challenge. I understand completely, but they're still great people out there. And
yep.
I'm so honored to hear what you're doing. That really brings a big smile to my face. Matt, go ahead, man.
Yeah, JMac. I played ball back in the day, but this one here is mainly for my guys here, Shane, Seven and Brandon, man. I know how it is when you get hot. I know how it is when you get hot, and you just feel unstoppable, and everything's the rim looks 12 feet wide. I know how that is. But for these guys here, man, can you kind of explain to them, man, like what's that feeling when you're on the court and everything is just going your way?
Well, there's a mindset you got to have is play present. You just got to play present without thinking, and you just got to think next play mentality, no matter what. And people who try and fail are more superior. People don't try at all.
I like that mind frame. Jason, there are people out there who say that nothing is easy, everything is whatever. There's always these disappointing, remarks. And if you come at the mind frame that it's just basketball, you can do this and have fun doing it, I think you're solid. Seriously, I think it's going to be a great opportunity. So, Tony, go ahead, man.
Man, I remember for me, there was something it was kind of burning in my mind as I was thinking about your story. Because that was my senior year of high school. And I remember one of the things that I remember about that year is at the ESPYs, your story beat out Kobe Bryant's 81-point game for the most memorable sports moment of 2006. What was it like for you to experience that? And did you ever get to hear from Kobe on that?
Actually, I spoke to Kobe Bryant for about a half an hour.
Oh man,
ESPYs.
I would love that.
I wish till this day, I give that award back to him, because 81 is worth more than 20 points. But he wanted me to win it, but I wanted him to win his. Kobe Bryant was definitely I was one of his biggest supporters growing up, and I still think he's the second best player of all time behind Michael Jordan. Till this day. And I just admired Kobe Bryant's work ethic.
The Mamba mentality
that I had to experience. I was part of the 2006 Super Bowl champion Indianapolis Colts back in 2006 when Peyton Manning finally won. I was an equipment intern for 4 summers. I spent a lot more time with the Colts with Peyton Manning, Jeff Saturday, Coach Dungy, Adam Vinatieri, Dallas Clark, those guys. To see them finally win one after 6 months before that, we finally win ours after several years of losing in the semis in the Blue Cross Arena. And then coaching with Coach Johnson, we won 6 titles together. It's just another glory to God on that situation.
To be a fly on the wall with those legends of the game, Jason, man, I'm super, I'm jealous. I would love just to have dinner with all of them just at one time, just to see, just.
I never dreamed of that. God had a plan, and it's been a blessing. So
absolutely. I don't know if I told you my story, Jason. I had a widowmaker heart attack. It was July 8th, 2023. And they had to bring me back to life. And I had quadruple bypass.
Still here.
Yes. Because I got the privilege to obviously do my show and then also to be a girl dad with 4 beautiful girls. And I had quadruple bypass July 10th. I'm going to have to be recovering the rest of my life just because of the severity of how intense the heart attack was. And to hear your story, it's all inspiring, you know. And then when you told me about you had a horrific accident, I mean, we had a gentleman come on our show not too long ago. His name is Mark Vaughn. He is the SID at Anderson University. And Jason, I would love for you to get in touch with him too, because Mark's story is definitely divine intervention. Matt will even tell you this.
Well, the Colts training camp's Anderson, so.
Oh, nice. And so he fell off a 4-story balcony and landed on his neck, and he didn't die. And they were just going to put him in a neck brace and call it a day. And he goes to a doctor, and he's like, I'm having horrific pains, horrible headaches. And they said, you're going to the operation room because you're basically decapitated. You're hanging on by a thread on your neck. So he had a 19.5-hour surgery. And when you hear this, the result is, it's absolutely blown away. Well, they thought he was going to have years upon years of recovery time. Jason, in 6 months, he was fully healed. Didn't have to go back to his doctor ever again. And he sat in his car and cried and said, God, I'm your forever humble servant. I will go wherever you want me to go. And he said 15 minutes after that, he got a phone call from Anderson University here in Anderson, South Carolina. And they were like, I have a job for you. He goes like, I'll be there Monday. And he said, you don't even know what it is. He's like, nope, but I had a heart-to-heart with God. And my phone rang right after I had that heart-to-heart. So it's a really cool story. I'm definitely going to get you in touch with him because you'll like talking with him. Now, my next question for you is other than your 20 points and 4.5 minutes playing time, what are two of your other favorite memories that you had in your life that you circle back to and say, man, that was absolutely elite?
Well, like I said, when I worked for the Colts for 4 years in training camp, because I spent a lot of time with them. The message I was given to me was always give back to what gave back to you, and all the athletes I was able to coach for the last 20 years. The memories of not only winning on and off the courts and on the fields and all that, but impacting lives to be winners on and off winners in life. And being a part of pretty much all. I don't have a specific one memory, but like being a part of the Colts, working camps around the country, like Snow Valley Basketball School has been a memory. I've met a lot of great coaches through there. Being a part of the ESPYs and the Teen Choice Awards has been a blessing. And then being a media guy, social media guy myself, being able to give back to the athletes that gave to me, that the world gave to me, has been inspiring as well. So it's like, but again, you got to remain humble in success and failure, and give glory to God through success and failure.
Absolutely. Shane, go ahead, man. You're muted. There you go.
Jason, man, thanks once again for joining us and kind of sharing a little bit about your journey. Of course, you know, the viral moment and everything and how that affected your life. But definitely can't tell you how much we appreciate it on our end, you coming on and sharing your story.
Appreciate it, man.
What I want to get to next with you is kind of what are you kind of setting your goals like for the next couple of years, and what do you want to try to accomplish, hopefully with the Lord's help?
Whatever the Lord uses me to do, I'll do. I'm going to definitely get back into marathon running again. To see how high the JMac show can go. What else am I going to say to this? I mean, to continue to do what I'm doing now. You know, I'm inspiring the youth, to impacting lives of the youth every day. Like I said, the Lord, whatever the Lord tells me what to do, I'll do.
I can tell you where your show's going. The sky is the limit for you, sir. And we are beyond proud of you. We're honored. And before we let you go, can you tell everybody quickly where they can find you on social media? And
You can find me on Instagram, the JMac Show. You can find me on Twitter, the JMac Show. You can find me on Facebook, the JMac Show, and Thread, the JMac Show.
awesome, man. Well, Jason, I appreciate you. Like, not 100%, 200%. I appreciate you. Matt appreciates you, and Shane and Tony, man. Again, we're going to have you on again if you're okay with that. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, and God bless.
Yes, sir. You take care of yourself, and we'll talk soon.
Alrighty, thank you.
Yes, sir. See, guys, that's so cool. Like, how cool is that to first off, Matt, I'm going to tell you guys this. Matt sent me a text message, and he said, holy bleep, I remember this guy. And I was like, yeah, I mean, and Matt, I'm telling you the truth, man. I literally had him on. Remember when I worked for WDUN? Do you remember that by chance, Matt?
Yeah, I remember that.
I had that. That was when I wanted to bring him on the first time. Then when I worked at the other 3 radio stations, like, I kept making this notes. I'm like, I got to get him gone, and I never act on it. Well, then it popped up on my feed, and oh my God, I got to get him on. So I reached out to our good friend Elvis, and he got me Jason's social media information right away. And that was when I was like, yeah, we're gonna get him on. And I definitely want to say thank you to Jason for absolutely coming on. That means more than he will ever know. So let's get into the topics. So first off, before we go any further, does everybody know? Raise your hand if you know if you know of a school called Dallas Baptist University. My hand's up. Tony, do you know who that is?
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say it's a Baptist school in Dallas. That's all I got.
Oh, that was good. I like that. Well, Dallas Baptist University baseball is actually making a major move. They are joining the Pac-12 2.0 starting in 2027 just for baseball. And then in the 29-30 season, they will make the full jump for all of their sports to the Pac-12 2.0. I call it the 2.0 because, the Pac-12 dissolved and then came back. So I call it the Pac-12 2.0. Now, this isn't the only moves that are taking place, though. Abilene Christian University, too, is leaving the old Western Athletic Conference, a.k.a. the WAC, for the Mountain West Conference in 2030 as a full-time member. So I'm actually going to start with you on this, Tony. Which other small schools or leagues would you like to maybe see, do you think are poised to make a major jump? Now, also, I want to remind everybody, do you remember when we had Whittier College on our show? Well, they did announce that they too are considering making the move from D2 to FCS in football by the year 2034. And then by 2035, 2036, they're wanting to go D1 in all levels. So I'm going to ask you, Tony, what colleges would you like to see make the next big jump?
I think the easy answer here is Appalachian State. And I mean, you look at the history of that organization. They aren't just this punching bag for a lot of other schools. They've actually won. They've had some good history historically against programs that are considered to be much higher than them. They consistently command high TV viewership. They're an incredibly passionate fan base. I think that for them moving into a higher level of positioning conference wise is really, I think they're one of the schools that are primed to do that. Really,
I agree. Shane, what schools or school would you personally like to see make that next jump? And what school do you think maybe is poised to do that next?
Well, there's a good number of schools. One that comes to my mind right away, and is in the same conference with those Boone Goons from Appalachian State, is James Madison. They've put a lot of money into their facilities and programs in the past 10 years. That's gotten them to this point so far. And they've had recent success. And, the fast track that they're on and the way it keeps going, they're definitely poised in that market there. You're kind of looking at that.
Where would you like to see them go then? Where would you like to see? Which conference would you like to see them go to?
Well, I'm thinking I'm thinking along the Rich Rodriguez. Let's just go to some regions. Go with 16 teams that are the top in those regions, and let them have at it. But man, you could definitely see them, being those outside contenders for that American Conference. Going into that, especially if you look regionally, same kind of case for App State. That would be kind of their premier conference that they would be looking to get into. But there's so many schools that kind of come and go, that we talk about that are trying to make the jump and the move up to the next level. And there's only a few that have had sustained success over the past few years. And once you get to the level they're at, it's takes that sustained success for numerous years to be able to make that next jump. Going up from NAIA to D2 up to D1, FCS, and then make it to the FBS is one thing, but moving around in that FBS is another challenge in and of itself.
Absolutely. And I mean, I'm down for it. I could see James Madison. I mean, I could even see App State. We know, you and I we all know, well, we both know somebody who went to App State, and I'm pretty sure they all say the same thing, that they want to see App State live up to their potential. And it's the same thing with James Madison. I mean, I remember they were talking about James Madison didn't deserve to be in the college football playoff. They absolutely did. They worked their tails off. They had an absolute amazing season. Why shouldn't they get a chance to be rewarded for what they have accomplished? And you hear all those naysayers who sit there and say, oh, it's James Madison, blah, blah, blah. I can guarantee you, and you probably agree with this too, Shane, you give James Madison the ball and they will not say, oh gosh, it's LSU. Oh gosh, it's Alabama. They'll go and they'll play him, and they will hang tough with him. Yeah, they may lose, but they're going to hang tough the whole time through. And they absolutely are here to stay, and they deserve every accolade that they are getting. And I just think that it's absolutely an atrocity to sit there and say that, oh, it's James Madison. They play nobody. They play a lot of good teams, and they hang with a lot of great teams. Matt, what school or schools would you like to see make a jump to any conference? And who do you think in your mind is poised to make that jump?
The school that we always talked about every year, man, and I think they finally did make that jump to the Pac-12 would be, of course, Boise State. Boise State is one of the schools that we talked about for a while. That bluegrass. But of course, man, I'm shocked, Brandon, you haven't mentioned North Dakota State.
Because they haven't made the full jump yet.
Yeah, but I mean, they're right there. They're right there.
So from what I was told is North Dakota State wants to jump. However, they don't want to bring all of their programs to the main level yet. They want to keep them at the lower end level. But that's been the biggest debate because they don't want to lose the rival between North Dakota State and South Dakota State. And as you know, the Jackrabbits and the Bison, they have a real tough rivalry. So that's why.
At some point, though, you
got to stop giving up playing with the lower end and
exactly. Whoever's in their committee, man, you got to look at, okay, do we want to maintain this rivalry or do we want that money? So it's whatever they decide to choose. But I mean, those are really the schools that I'm kind of just looking at, man. As far as getting ready to make a jump, as far as schools that have already made a jump. You do look at you have to look at James Madison. You have to look at them. So I guess, that'll be my pick.
I like the North Dakota State. I really do. There's a school that I'm surprised people aren't high on yet, and that's Sam Houston State. Remember we had the SID at Sam Houston State come on our show, Matt. And they're with Conference USA, and people don't realize Sam Houston was a perennial powerhouse in the FCS for a very long time. I mean, yeah, they may be a small, annoyant school right now, but they're really good, powerful programs. So I absolutely, I like all everybody selected. Let us know in the comments which ones you would like to go with. So, all right. So I didn't have time to add this in here, but I sent you guys the longest winning streaks ever in the NFL history. And if you guys haven't seen it, this is the list right here. And Matt, there's one on there that I want you to hone in on, and we got to pick on Shane just a tad, which would be number 3.
What you mean? We're on that left side of the column, not on the right.
But what? Okay, so let's look at number 3, Matt. Who was number 3 on that list?
We know it was the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, and just for bleeps and giggles, can we let everybody? First off, they had won 18 straight games. Can we let everybody know who ended that streak?
Now, Brandon, we're not gonna. I like to be fair. I like to be fair here. And look, Cam Newton had just scored a touchdown, and they got one up on the board on us before he got allegedly, knocked out of the game. So by that middle linebacker, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Deion Jones. Deion Jones knocked Cam Newton out the game early in the game. So we were able to kind of barely win that game.
Even with him, we would have still won because Julio Jones was saying, "You're not going to beat me in my house."
Yeah, but I mean, Cam was on fire that year, man. Cam was on fire that year. There was nothing anybody could do. To be honest with you, man, nobody could stop him. He was too big, too strong. Nobody knew what the RPO was.
That is not a real term. RPO is not. That was just a made up term. It's read option.
We know what a read option, but
it's not run pass option. It's a read option. You're Cam reading Newton made it whether you want to pull and throw.
Cam Newton made it the run pass option because it was too big. He was running. He was running, man. Anytime he was in the red zone, 5 yards in, you knew Cam was running that thing. And Cam's bigger than whatever D linebacker you got, D lineman you got. He's just as big as a D lineman. It was rough. But honestly, luckily, I never wish injury on anybody. But we knocked him out the game.
What John Abraham said about him too. John Abraham said I remember him when we interviewed him. He said that was one of the hardest people to stop. And John Abraham still to this day says Cam Newton was the one that people that he hated face. And how often do you hear an NFL player say, "Man, I hate facing certain people"? And he is on the record saying he did not like going against Cam Newton because he was hard to bring down.
Had to see him twice, man, and Cam Newton was very hard to bring down. But not only that though, you had D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart as well, man, and those guys were tough.
Yeah, those
guys were tough too, man. And then you had Steve Smith out there. And then I think you had that year. No. Kelvin Benjamin was hurt that year. That was the second year in the league. He was hurt that year. So but you had Greg Olsen. You had Greg Olsen. What was Greg Olsen's name in that rap song they made?
Shane, what was it?
G-Reg with the third leg.
Oh my god!
but you had that, man. So they had a squad, offensive linemen, defensive linemen. They had a squad, man. So
all Cam needed to do was dive on that ball in the Super Bowl, and we would have a different story.
You know what? Everybody, we're looking from a bird's eye view. We're not looking from the view on the field. You got to remember that. But at the same time, I guess you dive on it, but again, if he dived on it and his arm got caught under there and messed up,
coulda, shoulda, wouldas.
They couldn't come back regardless. But it is what it is.
So on this list, though, Shane, you see it. The number one team on this list, I'm actually surprised, is the Indianapolis Colts. They won 23 straight games. It was the 2008-2009 season, and our good friend Ben Rodriguez's Jets were the ones to upset them. I'm really surprised that they were the number one. But what about the fact that on number 8 on this list, it was the 72 Dolphins that went 16-0. Won 16 straight, and then they lose to the Gators. Like, how crazy is that? That is the list. Like, which one sticks out to you the most, Shane, on this whole list, 1 through 10?
Number three, of course, with the Panthers winning that many games in a row. I know that they won a few that year with Cam Newton, but I didn't know that it went back that far and that they
I
were
didn't
that
either.
high up on the
I thought it
list.
was only 15 because I thought they'd started only 15-0. I didn't know they had started 18. They'd won 18 straight. I did not know that.
Yeah. So that was a big surprise for me. Of course, seeing Indy up there, a Patriots team. One that surprised me that's not on the list though, that you think about it in recent years, is those Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
The runs that they've been on, that kind of surprised me. But I mean, of course, the NFL has a rich history. I think one of those teams went back to the 32-33 Bears. so
Yeah, it was number 9. It went to the 43. Oh, so the Chicago Bears in 1941 to 43 was 16. But then you go back to the 33-34, it was 17. That's weird that they didn't include any of the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's one that I saw, that kind of surprised me, and I know 7's about to go in, being from that Chief Kingdom over there. So,
how many do you remember, Tony? How many games do you remember the Chiefs winning in a row? Like, what is the longest you can recall?
There was a 9-game streak in there somewhere, just to start a season. As far as consecutive games, like when you're wrapping around going through the playoffs and stuff like that, I would really have to go back to figure it out, because my relaxation routine used to include a lot of things that are green, and so my memory is not always what it should be when it comes to those things. But the 9-game streak to start the season that one year, I want to say it was Pat's second or third year in the league, was really stressful. Like, one of the things they don't talk about with teams that are going through huge streaks like that is how stressful it is to know that every team loses eventually. Like, think about that Patriots team that had a perfect season and lost in the Super Bowl. What was that, the 2008 season?
Yep.
They lost to the Giants. Eli Manning and the Giants. You
David
have the
Tyree
greatest
in that helmet
quarterback to ever step on the field, and you lose to Eli Manning, his box of crayons, and the Giants. That is how your season ends. And that's the hard part about being a sports fan, is you always know what's going to come when you're on that kind of a streak. You just hope it's not something dumb, because that's the gut-wrenching part of it. Like, there was a streak with a friend of mine was a huge Lakers fan. There was a streak with the Lakers in the early 70s. It was like 71, 72, where they won 33 straight games.
Wow.
That was just ridiculous. And to just think about that, if you're a modern day Lakers fan, you've got a stacked roster. You get 33 games in, you've got your 33 game streak against some of the best talent in the world at basketball. And then you drop a game to the Wizards or the Hornets or something like that. Your mind is going to just concave with confusion of what just happened. So that's the hard thing about those streaks is the end of it and watching it and just going, what just happened?
But think about that big target. They have that massive target that just sits there. I mean, honestly, and you bring back the Patriots Super Bowl with David Tyree ending their perfect season. I don't think anybody is going to want to really remember the fact that the Giants barely got into the playoffs. They barely got in. It's the Giants upset the then undefeated New England Patriots, prevented them from going 19-0 or whatever. That's the only thing people want to focus on, is that,
I worked that Super Bowl. That was an exhausting month for me. And I was just happy it was over. But to see it be the Giants of all teams was just shocking.
I agree. It was definitely it definitely stick up. There's a lot of good names in there. Let us know in the comments which one sticks out to you the most. And I'm going to read them out to you. So number 1 was the Indianapolis Colts at 23 straight games. Number 2 was said New England Patriots. They won 21 straight. They lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. Number 3 was the Carolina Panthers at 18 straight. They lost to the Falcons. Then you go to number 4, yet again, the New England Patriots, the 2003-2004 won 18 straight, lost to the Steelers. Number 5 was the Denver Broncos. That was in, I don't have my glasses, 12-13. They won 17 straight and they lost to the Colts.
Okay.
Number 6 was the Chicago Bears, as Shane mentioned, 17 games, 33-34, lost to the Giants. And then number 7 was the San Francisco 49ers at 16. This was back in 89-90. They lost to the LA Raiders. And then number 8 was the 72 Dolphins at 16. Number 9 was the Chicago Bears at 16, 41-43, and they lost to the Redskins. And then number 10 was the Buffalo Bills at 15 games, and that was 1990-1991, and they lost to the then Houston Oilers. So pretty good list there. All right, so let's go to this next topic, excuse me. Now that we are, quote, at the halfway point of the MLB season, there are a lot of goods as well as some really, really bads. And there was also these what the bleep moments has happened this season. What is everyone's top 3 moments from the first half of the Major League Baseball season that everybody would like to share? Shane, give me your top 3.
All right. My first one is I really went just kind of top 3 kind of surprises, I guess, in the MLB, and well, top 2 surprises and one moment, I guess you could say. But the first one that I've got to highlight, which I can say this, which is on the record. You can hear me talking about this guy, Murakami from Chicago. The first half of this season, before his injury, he was breaking all kind of rookie home run records at a pace, that was kind of unprecedented at the time. And then to go along with that, what he's meant to that Chicago White Sox team, going into the Midsummer Classic, tied for first with Cleveland in the AL Central. But then also, this year it took them 78 games to reach their win total from that abysmal 2024 season. So
that's bad to say.
Definitely a turnaround, to say the least, and one that I could say I called early on. Especially we can get Marcus Mack on and talk to him about that one, because I know he kind of raised an eyebrow when I mentioned it, but was glad that I mentioned the South Side.
Yeah.
Kind of my favorite moment was all the opening day ceremonies this year. I disliked the opening night game being one game. I wish
I don't like that.
Opening day should be for every team to play on opening
Didn't
day.
they spread it out there like an opening night, then a week, and then a weekend or whatever?
Oh yeah, they did it like that. But it gave us as fans a chance to see all these opening day moments from across the MLB world. One of the biggest ones was the San Francisco Giants, when they popped the smoke off with the American flag there to start it. And then of course, going to be a homer and the tribute that the Braves did for Bobby Cox and Ted Turner.
Yeah, it was amazing.
What was definitely, top notch. And then, my next biggest kind of surprise of the first half of the season is where they're going to be athletics. I
like that term. Where are they going to be? I like it.
As we're looking at the Midsummer Classic tonight, a guy with one of the best names in the majors, Shea Langerhaus is the starting catcher. Of course, he was a Braves prospect that we gave up for Olsen, but
that trade worked out really well, actually.
Yeah, for both parties. So definitely, good to see that. But with the young talent they have and the success that they're having this year, is definitely going to be key and bring in more fans to wherever they're going to be playing ball next year, be it Vegas, Sacramento, wherever. But those are kind of my top 3 highlights of, I guess, the first half of the season.
What about you, Matt? What are your top 3 moments for the first half of Major League Baseball? Like, what are those moments that you're like, I'm really surprised? And then do you have a what the bleep kind of moment for them, for any team?
I don't really have a what the bleep moment. Well, of course, if I do, it's going to be Mets related. But
the Mets cannot get away from it at all.
They cannot. They cannot. But nah, man. I remember Jordan Alvarez, man. He hit like 2 homers in the first inning and had 6 RBIs, and I think one of the homers was a grand slam. And this was all in the first inning. That was a big one. I remember Shohei Ohtani, man, had a couple of games. Had one of those games, man, where he threw like hit this 6 innings, man, pitching, and then I think he led off with a home run that game. So there's been some crazy games, man. Bryce Eldridge, he I think he had like an 8-run comeback. He capped off an 8-run comeback with a grand slam. And this is when the Giants were down 9-1, after 7 innings, and they came back and won 11-10. So I mean, baseball, low key, man. It hasn't been a season where you're like, oh my gosh, but it's been consistently above average this year, man. This is a slight consistently above average. So
what about you, Tony? Which 3 have stood out to you the most?
My number 3 for me is Mike Trout hitting 5 home runs in Yankee Stadium over one series, becoming the first player to do that. Not just because of the fact that it was against the Yankees, but because obviously Trout is an iconic just hitter in general. My number 2 is going to be everybody that Peyton Tolley is a pitcher for the Red Sox. If you look at him, he looks like a middle-aged truck driver / every Midwestern stepdad. And he's only 24 and is developing amazingly. And on June 26th, he took a no-hitter into the 6th inning. The Red Sox were still starting to come out of the funk that they had been in. And he was just locating and just hurling. He only gave up 1 hit in that game in general. And it was just fantastic. And I'm going to be a little petty with my number 1 moment. And I heard, and this is kind of also my what the bleep moment, because I called this last year that this was going to be a train wreck when everybody was talking about how bad Boston did in giving up Rafi Devers. This year, it was just a few weeks ago, Rafi Devers tried waving off somebody that was sent out to be a pinch runner for him in the 9th in a Giants game.
Yes.
My number 1 moment is the Red Sox coach that was fired, Alex Cora, that night while it was going on, tweeted, "But wait, 2 words to call out the truth of what was going on and that he was the problem." And the experience of the Giants having Rafi Devers is my what the bleep moment. A guy that is supposed to be this great hitter, this great player. He was not treated fairly by Craig Breslow and the Red Sox last year with bringing in Alex Bregman. The front office did handle that incorrectly. But how Rafi responded showed me who he is as a player. And to see that continue this year when it's supposed to be a clean situation, a clean season, and how he's behaved, what the bleep?
Exactly. My what the bleep is actually pretty cool. What in the bleep is going on with the Pittsburgh Pirates? I mean, this is the best start they've had. I think they said something like 16 years. They're at the halfway point. They're 50-47. The fact that it took this daggone long to do something memorable that's a what the bleep moment right there. My sticker shock is how not the fact that they just absolutely they stink up the joint, but how fast the Mets went from bad to extremely bad. I mean, it's like it was not cut and dry, taking time. No, it was like we're gonna suck it up the whole world right away. That's how bad it was for them. And my other number 3 moment is the Atlanta Braves. People are like, well, they're kind of in a cold slump. June was a bad month for all Atlanta teams. The Dream is an example, but I mean, you can't tell me the last season was absolutely a fluke for the Atlanta Braves. Everything, it was the perfect storm. Everything that would go wrong did go wrong for the Atlanta Braves. And it was just something out of the like you don't see this normally, but then and how fast they came about with taking over the NL East. I mean, yeah, there's those Phillies, those pesky Phillies are right behind, but I don't think we're going to see a collapse of biblical proportions for the Atlanta Braves. I think they're still going to win I absolutely think they're going to win the division. So those are my three. Let us know what you think your three are. All right, so now it is time for one of everybody's favorite segments. It is the sports story segment. Now, Shane said he didn't have a sports story because Shane's, I'm going to tell you guys, Shane's a busy man. The dude, he works, and he works hard. Everything you see, like the pictures and stuff, like the cover art, that's Shane doing that. So he doesn't have one. Matt, do you have a sports story that you would like to share with everybody? You're muted.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry about that, guys. Guys, I'm not really so much sports story, just a little update, man, of what's going on with NBA free agency, man. As you guys know, man, LeBron decided to leave, decided to leave the Lakers, man. Yeah, Brandon, go ahead and wipe the tears. But the Lakers have made some moves, man. The Lakers have made some signings. It seems like they're trying to round out their team and build around Luka and
did they finally get Kuminga to join the team?
They didn't. I don't think they got Kuminga to join yet. Let me double check. I want to make sure. They didn't get Kuminga yet, so Kuminga's. I guess he's kind of a hot commodity, a big wing out there, man, who can play the 3 or the 4, and cause some matchup problems, man. But I think the Lakers, they just signed a young kid, Zaire Williams. For people who don't know, he went to school with Bronny James. They went to the same high school together, Sierra Canyon. Nobody knows where LeBron's gonna go yet.
Cleveland.
So that's still good, but
I will laugh if he goes to Cleveland.
I bring out NBA free agency because I do kind of want to touch on. There seems to be some kind of under the deal negotiations that the NBA is investigating and looking at. For those who don't know, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Gary Trent Jr. His dad played in the league. He went to school with Duke. He just signed a 4-year, $64 million deal. I guess max deal for where he slotted at. The only situation and problem is, man, I think he's only averaged like 6 points a game or something like that. So the NBA is looking into that and seeing if there was some money that was, slid under the table. But one thing, I guess one team that's not going to have to worry about anything is Victor Wembanyama's team, the Spurs, because I think he just signed like a max deal.
4-year, $252 million fully guaranteed.
Woo. So Victor's not going anywhere anytime soon, guys.
He definitely ain't going nowhere anytime soon.
But also, man,
did you see that LeBron James is linked to the possibility of going to the Spurs?
I saw something like that, but that's not going to happen. They're not going to give away their young talent.
And then people are talking about how Kyrie Irving might get this blockbuster trade and have LeBron, Kyrie, Devin Mitchell, and everybody else imaginable go to the Cleveland Cavs.
I know, man. But also, man, for those who have been watching the summer league, where the rookies are, people could watch the rookies play and things like that, man. NBA summer league's been going on. It's okay. Those top rookies are showing something, man.
Not Ada.
Your boy from the Bulls. Your boy from the Bulls. Y'all better watch out, Caleb. Y'all better watch out for young Caleb. He's looking like he's the real deal, but then again, it is summer league.
But look at Ada. What is it, Ada May or whatever his name was? The guy that was from Michigan at 7'3".
Yeah,
that was supposed to be the best. He was supposed to be like the best center or whatever, and he averaged 2 points a game.
He's airballing hook shots, but
yes.
Man, I guess the only official hit that we had so far, man, was Bam Adebayo hitting Tyler Hero, because that happened.
That was pretty good, actually.
that happened in summer league, man. According to sources, man, they're saying Tyler Hero was struck in the chin, but other than that, guys, that's nothing's really been going on too much in the NBA. Just summer league, of course, the draft happened, free agency. It's just we're waiting to see the decision 2.0, guys. That's what we're waiting on. That's what everybody's waiting on.
More like 4.0.
Yeah.
4.0
or
the decision
4.0, 5.0,
this time.
whatever.
Yeah.
Just if he does another decision, just don't take an hour and a half to make the daggone decision.
Why do I feel like this is going to be something similar?
I have that
similar,
sneaky suspicion.
Yeah, it's going to be a sports.
My fear is watch him be like, "Oh, I'm going to take my talents," and he'll watch him say something like, "I'm going to take my talents back to South Beach." I could see him doing that too, because it's Giannis and Tentacuppo and Bam Adebayo. I could totally see it.
Oh gosh, you will play zone on that team all day because ain't nobody hitting the jumper. So I mean, I was on that team all day, boy. So I don't think he's going to go there, man.
I could see something stupid like that. It'll either be the Heat or the Cavs. Or the Warriors.
I still think it's Golden State.
Steph Curry's his boy too.
76ers are making a push.
Yeah.
So
they have with Tyrese Maxey and all them. They've been that's been quietly being mentioned. My sports story, y'all gonna like this one, is about the University of Tennessee and a time capsule that they just unearthed after 50 years. They found stuff from the 1970s, including old baseball cards. They were wet and pretty much withered away. Old newspaper clippings, and then other major sports magazines and books and pictures. It was really cool. But here's really neat though. There was a time capsule that was just placed. I can't, Shane, you might remember the school that just did it. They're not going to be unearthing it until 2126. What college is that? Do you remember?
I can't remember.
And if you guys don't know, do the math. That's 100 years. That there is going to be unearthed. So unfortunately, all of us except Matt won't be here. Matt will still be here because Matt is going to invent a way to be immortal. But I thought it was pretty cool just to mention that the time capsule, just to see the stuff that people had back then, and what they all said. Yes, I look at Tony; he is dying laughing. I have everything for shit for me.
Why am I catching strays, man? I don't understand. Why am I catching strays? I ain't even do anything.
If you guys also want to know if you need any money, call Matt. Matt is your man.
Jesus Christ, man.
Just change your name to animal control at this point, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I had to bring it up. And now it's at time for everybody's favorite segment. It is the Yes, it's the honorable mentions. We're going to give you up to 5 stories the mainstream media will not focus on enough of, but we do because we care. My first honorable mention goes out to the outlook for the G5 conferences. They're saying some shocking names could be in the mix for the possible college football playoff games. University of Hawaii is mentioned, but here's a name that I was actually pleasantly surprised. University of Texas San Antonio, UTSA, is being mentioned as a possible dark horse. But how about this, though? Boise State, God, I hate this school, could start their new conference without making the Pac-12 2.0 title game. Oh, so sad. Not really. There is also reports that all MAC schools are in discussions about leaving the MAC to go to the All-American, Sun Belt Conference, USA, Mountain West Conference, and Pac-12 2.0. I don't know if I could see a school like Central Michigan going and playing in the Pac-12. Just I couldn't see that.
It doesn't make sense, man.
It really doesn't. I
mean, we grew up on the Pac-10, whatever. Being
that's like
West Coast.
Was it that's like University of Massachusetts going and playing against Georgia.
No. Yeah.
That's kind of what it's like.
It's like Duke going to play against, some whatever, man. It just doesn't make sense.
Idaho State. It's like going to play against Idaho State.
something. North Dakota or something, man.
Yeah, it's so weird. But the MAC, though, as you guys know this, the MAC got the absolute bleep straw with the college football playoff because it's written in the college football playoff. No MAC team, unless they've won 15 straight games or more, can get into the college football playoff. It's absolutely stupid. It's not right. So that's my first honorable mention.
I mean,
It's
you
not
gotta,
fair.
yeah, I would get it. It's not fair, but you gotta look. They go by the level of talent, man. That's how they deduct it.
Some Mac
Because
schools got some talent though.
okay, but if a 3-loss MAC school versus a 3-loss SEC school, you're gonna put the SEC school in due to the fact of who they played. And Brandon, you know this. It's not. Is it fair? No, but that's just how it is, man. Because they want better TV. They want a better
This
game.
is what draws it. It's the money. Shane, give us your first honorable mention.
Well, my first honorable mention is going to go out to Jordan Walker. Last night, he won the home run derby there in Philly over the hometown favorite, Kyle Schwarber. It was a little bit lengthier of a home run derby. I liked it going back to kind of the batters being in control, where you have you have so many swings, and it's not just based on how quick the pitcher can get you the ball and get you a good ball every time. So the new format was great. Like I said, a little lengthy, but took his last 6 swings that he had were home runs to walk it off and win. Just a little side note to this: for winning the home run derby, he won $1 million. That is currently more than more than he'll make this year with his salary at $799,000. So congratulations to Jordan Walker on that one.
Congrats.
What I wouldn't give, right? Matt, give us your first honorable mention, please.
Absolutely, man. Honorable mention goes out to the Seattle Seahawks were purchased for $9,612,000,000, which is a record for an NFL franchise. You see that, Brandon?
It's the second highest ever, though.
$9 billion. So, hey, man.
$9
but here's the thing: it was a group led by San Francisco 49ers.
That's crazy too. That is absolutely the funniest thing right there.
Their limited partner, Vinod Khosla. They agreed to purchase the Seahawks, but of course,
it still has to be voted on to make to put the sale through.
Exactly.
Adam Schefter did say the vote comes tomorrow.
It will come through, and then they're gonna have to relinquish their ownership stake in the Niners, man. So when that goes through, so congratulations to them for owning the Seattle Seahawks. Come on,
literally and figuratively.
Come on, man. When you gonna put your big money up so we can own a team, man? Stop procrastinating, dude.
I'll do it when you give me that money first.
Jesus.
Hey, I told our good friend, get the checkbooks out, man. John's like, I'll get the checkbook out. I'm like, yeah, 9.6 billion. That's actually the second highest, just for 50 points. Does anybody know who the largest purchase ever for any professional team is? Matt, you know, if you don't know this answer, Matt, your sports card has been revoked.
Really? Because I don't know it. Didn't it just happen?
Yeah.
It just happened. That basketball team. Was it Celtics?
Nope.
Mine's drawing a blank. I know it's
Shane.
My mom's drawing a blank.
Do you know possibly, Shane?
Was it Clippers?
No, that's very close though, extremely close. Tony, would you please so eloquently share with everybody what that team was?
It was the owner of the Dodgers buying the LA Lakers. Jeannie Buss is still running the team, but the owner of the Dodgers now owns the LA Lakers.
$10 billion.
Yeah.
Matt, I'm so disappointed because you're such a great Lakers fan and all.
I never said that.
I've taken a lot of steps. All right, Tony, give us your first honorable mention, please.
Kelsey Whitmore has left the Savannah Bananas to join the Team USA for the Women's Baseball World Cup qualifiers. Once that is done, she will be joining up with her team and heading to the the Women's Professional Baseball League for their inaugural season. But don't worry, she will be back with the Bananas after the season for the Women's Professional Baseball League ends in mid-September, I believe.
Nice. That's exciting. My second honorable mention goes out to Justin Verlander. I hate this too. He did announce over the week that this was, in fact, his final season ever pitching for baseball. Such a legend to the game. I hope that he gets the opportunity to be a manager of an MLB franchise. He is definitely a proven winner for a lot of people. Definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. Absolutely. So shout out to Justin Verlander. after an amazing career calling it quits. Shane, give us your second honorable mention, please.
Oh yeah, and just as a little note to Verlander, he was well recepted at the All-Star game, which didn't
As he
happen to
should be.
many people. Well, it didn't happen to many people. We know Philly fans, so
We've even had that. We even have a short about the Philly fans.
but my next honorable mention is going to go to a guy from England, Joe Dean. Was sleeping in his car with his wife as his caddy, and won the last chance qualifier to make the Open Championship at Royal Birkdale this weekend, which is supposed to be an unprecedented Open Championship, considering that there's absolutely no rain in the forecast. And you know, they're going through their little bit of a heat wave now, and you actually saw golfers out there in shorts and t-shirts instead of their normal rain gear or pants and sweaters that you normally see them out there in. So but congratulations to Joe Dean. Hopefully everybody out there's kind of helped and pitched in and maybe got him a room where he can kind of hang out and not have to sleep in that car and be fresh for his Open Championship debut.
Absolutely. You know, those kind of stories, that's what just means more. It really does. All right, Matt, give us your second honorable mention, please, sir.
This will be my final honorable mention. It's a doozy. It's a good one. This is from all of my friends that are in Chicago. All of my friends in Chicago wanted me to give an honorable mention to Hubert Davis. And the reason why they wanted me to give an honorable mention to Hubert Davis, for those who don't know, Caleb Williams, who I mentioned earlier in the show, had 35 points in the Summer League debut, dropped 7 threes. He was asked, why didn't you shoot threes like this in UNC? And he simply said, because it was not part of the game plan. So, and another reporter asked, well, if it was part of the game plan, what would have been different? And the answer probably would have been a top 2 pick, that sat with Bulls fans. So all Bull fans want to thank Hubert Davis for being inept, which cost him his job, and for not letting Caleb shoot threes, which, ultimately, like I said, got him fired. But all Chicago Bulls fans are thankful that they have their next heir apparent to their throne. So,
I like that. Tony, give us your second honorable mention, please.
This was something that I came across last night. The All-Stars polled at the Midsummer Classic are all against a salary cap, but believe there is still time to make a deal before part or all of the 2027 season is missed due to CBA negotiations. Everyone asked the same thing. No chance players agree to it. Players with big dollar deals like Trout and Soto would lose huge amounts, and players coming up on their big deal, like Paul Skeens, wouldn't have a shot at a decent payday that they could get now. Paul Skeens is on the negotiation committee, and this CBA is going to have a huge impact on what he's going to be able to make in his big deal. It won't be with the Pirates because ain't no way he's staying in Pittsburgh unless
he does not want to be
crazy
there.
Happens. He does not want to be in Pittsburgh.
Nope.
But Paul Skeens is on that negotiation committee. Ain't no chance he's going to miss the chance to have the payday that he very clearly deserves with his talent.
Yep, 100%. My third honorable mention, this is a really interesting one, okay, goes out to the gold miner who found the largest, heaviest, and purest gold nugget. He found it in the late 1800s. You already hear how much this bad boy weighed? An astonishing 159 pounds. So if you did the math, that one gold nugget in today's standards is $14 million. Well, do you guys know, do y'all ever watch the show Gold Miners with his Parker, I can't say his last name. He made $55 million alone in gold. That's insane, by the way. Parker is the first multimillionaire that was a teenager at the time. But he is on the cusp of being the first ever, and this is ever, billionaire in gold mining. Think about that for a second. $1 billion in gold. That is absolutely unbelievable. So, wow. But I mean, what would y'all's reactions been if you had found a 159-pound gold nugget? Just think about that for a second.
Ooh, shiny.
That's
That's the best I've gotten.
That is humongous, and the picture of it is huge too. It's bigger than the dude, because people back then were not very tall, so he was pretty scrawny. It was massive. So I like that. All right, Shane, give us your third honorable mention, please.
Yeah, well, my third and final honorable mention is going to go out to France, Spain, Argentina, and England. This is the first World Cup ever that the top 4 seeds have all made the semifinal round. So you talk about a rich history there too of how many years they've been doing this, and this is the first time ever that there hasn't been at least one upset going into the semifinal round.
Came close.
Yeah,
with Argentina twice.
Yeah, tag along with that. Congratulations to Spain today for ending France's run. And although France's run has ended, I also want to point out this is their first World Cup loss since 2018.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's a long time.
Yeah, in 2022, they lost out on PKs, which actually is a draw in the record books. So France, for a period of 8 years, did not lose a World Cup match until today. So congratulations on their great season, and we'll wait to see the outcome tomorrow between Argentina and England to see who Spain will be facing for the cup.
I like that. Tony, do you have a third honorable mention you'd like to give?
I do. The Boston Red Sox finished this first half right before the break with a 9-game win streak, including a sweep of the New York Spankies. I will talk trash on that team, win or lose, until my dying breath. Let's just get that out of the way now. This team has gone through so much through this season. Alex Cora getting fired in April. Craig Breslow having no idea how to pick a hitter. He still can't quite figure it out. Blaming everybody else for the roster construction, despite that being his problem. And they still have managed to get themselves to a point. They were the bottom of the AL East and 6.5 games out of a wild card slot on July 2nd. They are a half game back now and only 2 games under 500. The real test for the Red Sox is going to come right after the break. They have 10 consecutive division games at home, and they are 10 games below 500 at home.
Hey, anything can happen, though.
This is going to be the real test. This is, if Boston can manage to pull this off, this will be, for me, what Braves fans got to experience in 2021.
Yep.
If this is the year that Boston gets back to the World Series and wins it, then this is our version of what the Braves did in 21.
Hey, anything can happen, though. Anybody can do it at any time. So my fourth and final honorable mention goes out to the USA men's and women's professional soccer clubs. And both, thanks to the new CBA, are going to receive equal pay of $6.4 million each. So excited to see that. I'm very proud. I guarantee this is not going to be the last we will see of women getting paid what they deserve. So congratulations to both. I absolutely am proud. Tony, do you have one more final honorable mention you'd like to give?
I was going to throw out both CC Sabathia's son and Barry Bonds' nephew were both drafted in the MLB draft.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty cool.
And Barry Bonds' nephew actually went to the Giants. So as long as he doesn't have Barry's workout regimen, I think he's going to be in really good hands.
I like that.
You mean personal trainer?
I like that. I dig that. Hey, guys, we are always looking for guests to interview, and we are looking for segments to cover and what other sports are out there. And if you think about it and a great addition to our show, just send me a message at Brandon Keeler on radio@gmail.com. Or Shane, what is your email that you would like to provide?
It's S.Owen, OWEN 1240 at gmail.com.
Matt, share the email you would like to have too, that you'd like to provide.
Absolutely, guys. You can send me an email to mdthomas3000 at gmail.com.
Yep. And if that, let us know, and we will do the research and we will talk about it. If you are interested in sponsoring your favorite sports talk show and network, again, you can send all three of us an email. We have really good rates, really affordable rates. So really excited on that one. Reach out to literally one of us in the network, and we have, like I said, the best rates possible. And you're going to have a lot of fun being a part of this growth. As you guys know, the year-end goal still is 15,000 subscribers. Hey, anything over is better than everything. So we appreciate you all. Here's the list of the upcoming episodes, so you guys have an idea. Episode 246 will be this Friday, July 17th. Our good friend Greg from Scout Signal, it's a sports app, is joining us to share his journey and what he is doing differently about this app. Episode 247 will be Tuesday, July 21st. Tony will be back. Tony, we love having Tony. Tony is our baseball guru. Episode 248, Friday, July 24th. Desmond Johnson of the Tobacco Road podcast is back. Remember him, Matt? He was on. He's a big Carolina guy. We're going to have him on and talk about, give us his thoughts on the upcoming season. Episode 249 will be July 28th, and 250, Friday, July 31st. And guess who's back? Abe Gordon. Abe will be back with us on Friday, July 31st. Episode 251 is Tuesday, August 4th. It is the season 6 finale. You're going to definitely want to tune in for that one. We have a lot of good things lined up for that. In fact, I have a good friend. His name is Ben Caminos. He is a former sports reporter for iHeartRadio is joining us. So really excited about that one. And then it is, excuse me, episode 253 will be on Thursday, August the 13th. It is with Kamaka Pile, formerly of KHON2. He is also with Aloha Authentic. Really good storyteller. I want you guys to tune into this story. Great story. And then season 7's premiere date is on the next day on the 14th. So with that being said, for everybody who tuned in, we greatly appreciate it. Matt, give everybody your quick goodbyes and what they should and should not do.
Absolutely, guys. Just middle of the week. So, just play it safe. Don't get flagged if you're going to go out, random bar on a Tuesday, man. Just make sure you got a way to get back home. Don't want the whoops to come up behind you and, take you to a place where you do not want to be because it's not pretty at all. So don't get flagged in the game of life. Play by the rules and enjoy your week.
Absolutely. Shane, it's that time, man. All good things that are coming in, but quickly give everybody your final goodbyes, please.
Oh yeah, well, as always, we appreciate everybody out there doing the like, follow, subscribe, share thing, and it's always a fun time. Hopefully, you guys enjoy it. As always, may the good Lord bless you. Peace, love, and bacon grease.
Peace, love, and bacon grease. Tony, it's time. Share with everybody again the big news, and then your final goodbyes, please.
Once again, very glad to be joining up Podcast Name Deferred with the Sportz Nutz Network. You can give us a follow on our Facebook page, Podcast Name Deferred. You can also check out my TikTok every morning at FGD7 with the MLB Morning Minute, just what's going on in the world of baseball. And also, when in doubt, F the Yankees.
I dig it. And as I always tell you guys, peace up, A-Town down, why it's the greatest sports city there ever was. You guys have a fantastic week. NuttySportsTalk.com is almost ready. And when you do, it's going to be a lot of good stuff coming on there. You guys have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you on Friday. And for now, enjoy this great outro. And as always, we tell you goodbye.